Well, tonight, the Minneapolis City Council now requesting the city auditor review the Minneapolis police response to the shooting of Davis Maturi. Right now, that neighbor, John Sawchak, is charged with attempted murder. And Minneapolis police are investigating exactly how the violence got to that point. But as Gordon Severson reports, the City Council says that investigation is not good enough.
Yeah, nearly everyone I spoke with today wants basically the same thing: for an independent review of every detail of this case, every request for help to see if the city and police should have intervened sooner. Some, however, feel a review doesn't go far enough.
Aye.
President Payne.
Aye.
There are 13 ayes.
That carries.
In a unanimous vote, the Minneapolis City Council approved an independent review of how the city handled a family's calls for help.
This whole situation that had been transpiring for almost a year.
Council member Robin Wansley is the chief author of this request. She says council members are asking the city auditor to perform an independent review.
Council cannot direct the city auditor to do anything because they're an independent body, but we can make a request.
If the auditor can't take on the case due to scheduling, Wansley says they can hire a contractor to handle the review. The council wants to see the full review by June of next year.
We want justice for the Maturi family.
Several community groups and activists also demanded a review of the case during Tuesday's council meeting, but they want the city to go a step further.
Our second demand is that Police Chief O'Hara be fired. He is.
The city's commissioner on community safety, however, says he supports Chief O'Hara.
And we should not judge him solely based on this one incident.
Commissioner Todrick Barnett says he and the chief also support an independent review of the case.
I'm committed to this. The chief is committed to this.
Mayor Jacob Fry is also in favor of a review. In a statement, Fry says the mayor and the city are committed to always doing better, and this means closely examining past actions. He also says O'Hara will, quote, continue to be the Minneapolis police chief. Councilmember Wansley says the city council also isn't calling for the chief's resignation at this time.
Our focus is how do we get this evaluation going? That was also one of their clear demands, and that is something that we can do.
There was a lot of passion and argument during the council meeting this morning. Several of those community groups and activists were upset because they were told there wasn't enough room in the council chambers for everyone to be inside. We caught some of that confrontation on our camera. Take a look.
Stop lying!
Now, that confrontation led to a brief recess during the meeting. For context, it was very busy at the council meeting this morning because there were several controversial items on the agenda today. There was a second disruption when community groups tried to force a public comment period during the meeting so they could speak in favor of this internal review. Here's how that confrontation played out.
Unfortunately, we don't take public comment during council meetings.
Well, I think you're going to today. For dealing with the city and the MPD.
Please, let's call a recess for 5 minutes.
Yes, sure.
So again, a lot of passion from these community members who, again, want to see the same review that was approved this afternoon. I also reached out to the Maturi family to see if they support an independent review of their case. They have not returned our calls at this time. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Gordon.